Good morning, John Glenn. Today is Monday, December 12th, 2022. I'm Gavin, and this is the view from the Falcon's Nest. Mrs. Parent sent the ugly sweater ballot to all students and staff this morning. Please make sure that you cast your vote for the student and staff winner before the start of 7th period today. We'd like to announce the winners before the end of the day today. In this week's edition of Health Minute, the New York Times is reporting that cases of coronavirus have gone up 40% in the last 2 weeks. This is similar to the past 2 years when people gather for Thanksgiving and the holiday season. Flu cases are up too. The CDC classifies the vast majority of states as having high or very high activity for the flu and related illnesses. Hospitalizations for flu continue to be the highest we have seen at this time of year in a decade. Cases and hospitalizations from RSV, which typically causes cold-like symptoms but sometimes can be more serious, also spiked earlier this fall. But they seem to have already peaked. The infectious disease climate in the U.S. right now is not a picture of COVID's going away, but of its falling in line alongside other endemic respiratory illnesses in the fall and winter. In some years, COVID could be the worst of the bunch. In others, the flu or RSV could be. This is the reality that we'll be living with moving forward, said Dr. Celine Gounder, a senior fellow at the Kaiser Family Foundation. Today's newsletter will look at this new normal for COVID and other viruses. The biggest risks are for the very old and very young. COVID is still a threat in large part because many people do not have recent immunity from vaccinations or infections. But the virus is now largely a disease of older adults, as David Wallace Wells explained in Times Opinion. Americans 65 and older now account for 90% of deaths. Some younger groups, particularly the immunocompromised, also remain vulnerable. And that's today's Health Minute. John Glenn sophomore Matt Daly finished fourth in one round of broadcasting at the Fort Wayne Dwenger Saturday. Competing against upperclassmen from 13 other high schools, Daly participated in his first varsity speech meet. Perennial state power Plymouth won the meet. The Glenn speech team, which has competed in more meets so far this year than in the past 3 years, will resume its schedule in January. Attention class of 2026, an old tradition with a new twist. Check out the new class band and signet ring. Johnston's will be here on Thursday, December 15th during lunch to take class jewelry orders. Please bring your completed order form to the order table to receive your gift with purchase. As a reminder, the free gift with purchase offer is only available until December 23rd. Place your order in school on school order day. Tab will meet today during SRT. We will be having Christmas activities. Now to weather with Tristan.
Good morning, John Glenn, and today for the weather, it's going to be cloudy with a high of 41 and a real feel of 37. Winds will be coming in from the east at 17 miles per hour now for the weekly forecast. On Tuesday, it's going to be a high of 41, partly cloudy with a low of 34. On Wednesday, it's going to be a high of 41, rainy with a low of 37. And on Thursday, it's going to be a high of 43, cloudy with a low of 30. And now to the main desk with sports.
The John Glenn Falcons hosted 5 teams for the 3rd annual Harry Gantzer Memorial Duels. The field included Bremen, Fort Wayne Bishop, Bishop Luers, Logansport, Tippy Valley, and Winnemac. The Falcons handled business and finished the day 5-0 and had 7 weight class champions. Their season record now moves to 24-3 on the season. Glenn couldn't fight off a tough environment Saturday night falling to Valley on the road. Joe Sharp-Louis led the team with 16 points on 7 of 11 shooting, and Chase Miller kept the Falcons in it with three timely makes from distance. Bryson Hanna had 7, and Carson Kruger, Joey Shue, Ty Larkin, and Noah Jaivovis all got on the board for the Falcons. Valley was awarded 18 free throws to just 4 for Glenn. Glenn will face Washington Friday. The Lady Falcons are climbing in the weekly Sagarin Girls Basketball Power Rankings. They're now the 50th best team in Class 3A, but in the overall rankings for all classes, they rank ahead of South Bend Adams, Mishawaka, Hanover Central, Plymouth, and South Bend St. Joe. Northern Indiana Conference member South Bend Washington continues to lead the state, and Columbia City is number 6, Lake Central is 8th, Warsaw 14th, Valparaiso 29th, and Penn 31st. Norwell is the highest-ranked 3A team at number 10, and Twin Lakes is number 11. Nearby Fairfield is 26th, Marion is 34th, and Central Noble 38th. The Glen girls defeated Riley 50-11. Culver Girls Academy downed Argus 49-46, and Bremen defeated New Prairie. Northwood squeezed past Mishawaka by a point, and LaVille doubled up Winnemac 54-27. On the boys' side, Penn cruised to a 78-47 victory over Concord, and Mishawaka muscled past Riley 62-57. New Prairie slipped past Bremen 42-41, and Elkhart nipped Adams 52-40. The Lady Falcons outscored the Riley Wildcats 35-2 in the first half. The Falcons shared the ball and dug in defensively to seal a victory. Leading in scoring was Lucy Hayden with 13. Daylin Nance chipped in 11. Sophia Romer had 10. Rounding out the rest of the scoring was Emma Norton with 7 and Addison Reese with 6. The girls are back in action tomorrow against Plymouth. JV starts at 6 with varsity to follow. Calling all John Glenn students. Have you ever attended a Glenn athletic event? Ever participated in a Glenn sport? Will you support Glenn athletics by going to a game in the future? Then congratulations. You are a part of Falcon Fury. All students are invited to a Falcon Fury call-out meeting tomorrow during SRT in the auditorium. Let's get hyped to show support for Glenn athletics. Not a lunch with Tristan.
Today for lunch, we're gonna have barbecue chicken, a hamburger patty, a PB&J, California blend, a garlic roasted rosemary potato, and diced peaches. That's all I have for today, Falcons, and have an amazing day.